Hello, and welcome back to another segment in or excerpts, excuse me, of a spiritual ascension. So today I wanted to talk about emotional intelligence, and it's kind of the basis of it is being able to kind of use our emotions in be able to perceive um, things emotionally in a kind of, I would say, intelligent ways. That's repeating. You're not supposed to use the definition within a definition, right? Um, but I think most of us don't have because of the way we were brought up, our backgrounds, our family, influences of our parents, our environment, even our work can influence how we are emotionally. Relationships, whether good or bad. And I think going through your journey is one of the main things of developing those emotions, actually like mastering them. I just heard someone say something about, um, how did she phrase that? That we've had all these influences on us previously. And one of my videos, I talk about this period of being alone. And that's when you get to know who you are, um, deep down inside, do your shadow work, and then kind of understanding that the person that you thought you were before you started your journey and who you end up being is totally two different people. Of course, you're going to have some aspects, but there's going to be the good aspects of your of the person you were. Okay. But I feel like you're picking out all the good things from your past life. Another video I talk about having two lives within one lifetime. So now starting your second lifetime after your ascension, um, most of your can't speak for everyone, but I'm going to say for a majority of you, you're going to probably lose most of your relationships from your past life. Okay. I have nothing to do with any of my relationships from before my journey started. All of them have been wiped out. And I can see how the divine has taken those relationships out of my life one by one, kind of like plucked them out and purposely, because just think um, that if those ones were influencing me in a bad way, that's going to stay with me. Um, sorry, I don't like to kind of um, plan for these. I like to just be able to speak, so bear with me when I do these videos. I was thinking too, for myself when I was younger, I was very shy, kind of really socially inept. Um, I depended on my parents many times to speak for me. So we met someone and they would say, "Oh, who are you, little girl, like that?" And I would just kind of hold back. And my parents say, "Oh, well, this is Marilyn," like that. So it took me a long time to not only become a um, public speaker, but to have the confidence to be able to do that. And I know even the different as you go through your journey, what it is it's a death of the ego. So if the person we pretended to be thought we were, I worked on Wall Street for 20 years. There's a certain type of atmosphere, way you need to be, the way you need to show up. And it took me a long time to say, well, that's not me. That's, after I left um, 6 years ago, it was kind of like really digging deep down inside and saying, even though it was a very good life that I had during that time, well, good in the sense financially, I wasn't happy. Um, I had a lot of material things, but I didn't have any good relationships. And one of the main things that you focus on after your journey, because during your journey, mostly you're by yourself. Okay. People are going to come into your life to help you out during that time, but you're mostly by yourself because the divine wants you to do the work on yourself. When you come out of that now, you're now starting that second life within this one lifetime. And you're going to be developing new relationships and letting go of who you thought you were, the emotions that you needed to use for the other people in your past, in your old life. You no longer need those same emotions to use on these new people, if that makes sense. Because the new people, divine is only going to allow the right, the correct, the best people to come into your life now. So any um, emotions that you held on to that did not serve you well are going to be let go. You're also going to, since it's so extreme, like my journey, the things that I went through, and being able to cope with these really serious situations and to come out on the other side kind of unscathed in one way, because the divine has you the entire time during that, even though it's so extreme. Um, you know that you're safe, that you're looked after, and coming out of that, understanding that the way probably people treated you and the way you reacted to them, the emotions that you used to react, you no longer need those anymore. So you're going to become emotionally intelligent as far as how you deal with your new relationships. Hopefully, this is making sense. I feel like I'm going around in circles there. Um, but it's a beautiful thing because even myself now, in the relationships I'm starting to have, I have to check myself. And it's more so, too, how you're so used to just reacting to someone if someone does something to you. I feel like there's now triggers so that if I react how I would have in my past, right away, like a bell goes off. And it's kind of like, no, Marilyn, you can't react that way. That's who you were in the past. And right away, I know I need to correct myself. I was trying to think of it, just happened the other day. Um, I think I was talking to someone and it was kind of in an energy of lack. And understanding that there is no more lack, like you are provided with everything emotionally, materially, you name it. And because I'm being provided um, by spirit with the best possible relationships now, there's no reason for me to react in the way I used to react. But also understand that you're now also a teacher, and people are going to start looking to you for answers. And you're also they're going to also use you as a mirror. So when you interact with other people, you're first of all going to wonder how you are so calm and so gracious. And even though they may react to you in a harsh way or something like that, it's up to you now because you have taken that ascended path to check your emotions whenever you may be attacked in some way. Okay, I believe me, it's going to be a whole nother video about the things that people do because they can see your light, and they're going to try, they're only, they only know the darkness. And when they're mirroring you, that light coming back at them is just too bright for them. So the only way they can react is to kind of put up a block or attack. And it's very hurtful, especially in most cases, you haven't done anything to them. But just understand it's your aura, it's your light that's being shown. And know that whatever their path may be, that they will remember you, okay, for your light. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for this segment. Thank you again for being here. Please share, like, and subscribe. If you would like to spend time with me talking through your own, journey, or have questions about my journey, there's a link below. Also, I have developed courses on the ascension process, and that link is also below. Okay, so I'll see you next time.